Traders, I'm looking very forward to sharing my top ideas for the upcoming week with all of you. And as I went over in my most recent Inside Access meeting, it pays to be nimble in the current market, open-minded, and really respect critical levels. Now, while I was bullish coming into the week, last week, once the market broke below critical support, band near 555, below declining 5-day moving average, of course, and we experienced exceptionally weak market internals from the get-go on Tuesday, day one of the week, with Monday being a public holiday. The trend was your friend. The trend has been your friend, and fantastic short setups thereafter presented themselves. Now, namely, as I discussed and reviewed in detail in the most recent IA meeting, semis, and specifically within that, NVIDIA really on the short side presented some of the top opportunities for myself and many other traders on the desk. Now, for the upcoming week, here's where my focus is. Now, obviously, this can change in an instant depending on breaking news or any significant directional overnight gaps. But let's start off with the first idea. That's going to be in Tesla. We can keep it on the higher time frame here. Now, the overall idea with Tesla is really after displaying some relative strength for multiple days to the overall market and breaking above key SMAs. It's stuffed, obviously, on Friday. It completely engulfed its 2-day upward move and engulfed anyone that had been caught on the wrong side there. And the plan now going ahead and to zoom into a more shorter time frame, the plan is going to be looking, broadly speaking, for a bounce to prior potential resistance in order to get short. So what exactly am I looking for here? If Tesla can bounce on Monday or into Tuesday, into a multi-day VWAP, which is developing now around 218 to 220. If that bounce fails, providing really a well-defined level to risk against, that's where I'm going to be looking to get short versus the high of day, targeting a move back down towards lows near 210 from Friday. Now, how will I manage this trade? A trade like this will be managed on a 5-minute time frame using lower highs as long as we maintain, broadly speaking, a downtrend. Now, the other focus is going to be in semis. We can start off with SMH, semi ETF. Let's throw back some moving averages on there. Now, semiconductors, obviously a big change of character here. We're now well below declining 50-day, 5-day moving average, and we're in a firm downtrend after confirming the most recent lower high once we broke below this 240 area of support. So with SMH, sectors now closing in on potential support near that higher low post August 5th panic bottom of the carry trade unwind, coming into this 210, 212 zone. Now, within the sector, for me, the best trading opportunities, as you know, due to liquidity, due to range, volatility, it's been SOXL, SOXL, and NVIDIA, of course. But for the upcoming week, there are really multiple scenarios that I'm interested in, but they still need to develop and confirm to get me interested in actively stalking and watching for those opportunities. First one, namely being weakness towards the support area of 210, 209, 211 within this zone, broadly speaking. And once support is confirmed after the fact, not blindly buying into support, but once we come into that area, find some support, buy a step in, we get a higher low, we get some relative strength and market internals within favor. After the fact, that could get me interested in a short-term bounce trade. NVIDIA and SOXL would be my reactive vehicles of choice there. Alternatively, in a very extreme scenario, and one which would really, for me, would offer the best risk-reward, would be if we got a gap down and significant follow-through to the downside occurs in SMH, in SOXL, in NVIDIA, and we blow past the major upcoming support. And in the short term, that would set up momentum opportunities for short scalps, but really it would set up a more significant bounce opportunity once the setup is confirmed and weak hands have been shaken out. So, for such a scenario, it's important to ask yourself, what would that look like? What price action might confirm capitulation in a possible turn? What would serve as confirmation, and what check marks and variables need to be present to turn such an opportunity of capitulation and exhaustion to the downside into an A+ bounce trade scenario. So, for example, in NVIDIA, which will be one of my vehicles of choice on the off chance that this actually sets up, obviously key levels I'm watching for a failed bounce would be, first of all, watching a push towards 105, previous support for the multi-day bounce scenario. If that turns into a low high, a little bit of resistance for some potential momentum scalping to the short side. Previous support turned into resistance. But for the more ideal scenario and the bigger picture trade setup would be if NVIDIA can take out the key 100 whole number and psychological level, and if we can get some follow through and some capitulation below that area as we come into August 5th panic area. So I'm watching for that huge psychological whole number of 100. Ideally, momentum intensifies through the whole number before setting up for a potential bounce trade. Again, what would that look like? Would you need to see capitulation expressed in both price action and volume? Would you want to see price immediately snap back and engulf that highest volume 1 minute candle on the downside? There are very many and several different nuances to it, but on the off scenario that is one that plays out in the upcoming week, I would like to be prepared, along with many other scenarios. Now, small caps, BENF, day 2, setting up. Let's go to a shorter time frame here. Throw on VWAP for day 2. Day 2 candidate, it is unlikely, but really I'm just going to have some alerts set for a failed move back towards its 2-day, back towards 250, a potential supply overhead and fail zone. And if we do get that dead cat bounce into that area and we fail, providing a nice level to trade against, I'll be short versus the high, targeting move back down towards 2. Now, very, very similar to that is BLMZ, another mover from Friday. Potential day 2 candidate as well for a push over to ideally closer to 220s, 230s. And if we can fail, same plan to BNF, looking for a short versus the high of that move, which should coincide with the high of day for a move back down to the mid ones. Then we have HOTH. This is a small cap stock setting up for a potential liquidity trap. If it can reclaim 110s, get above Friday's range, and if we can get some volume to come back in and slowly grind higher with some higher lows, we could easily see a squeeze out, in my opinion, over Thursday's highs 150s as this traded, well over 100 million shares Thursday. Volume subsided. Swing shorts might be caught on the wrong side if this can get a bit of a squeeze over 110s, which could intensify a move over 150s. And then WHLR, just one that I'm going to be watching. It's a threshold name, micro float, which together in itself warrants some caution. It's not a name to chase weakness on. Instead, what I've been doing well in this name is selling resistance, buying support, and being able to take advantage of the emotion in the name. But $7 going forward is now the key zone really of support. That is the inflection point, turning point. It would signal a shift in momentum. So if we break below that and we see support turn into resistance, there could be some good opportunities for short scalps and momentum scalping on the short side in the week ahead, as long as volume remains present. So that's everything on my list. Obviously, things pop up in the morning throughout the day. There's breaking news and overall sentiment could quickly change. So these ideas are, of course, subject to change. But let me know what you have on your watch list for the upcoming week, what your top ideas and plans are, and I'll see you all next week.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve, and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition. The traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each in net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of SMB Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with SMB to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part, you don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.